Hi.
That was easy.
Not bad, not bad. I'm getting better at this. Make sure my
Well,
volume is.
as I was saying, we see and we hear a lot. And there are things that we felt that we wanted to talk about. And mainly today, we're going to be talking about money mules, which is something Pam's been doing a lot about lately, and shocking the amount of people that are unwittingly turned into money mules. You don't think you're doing it, you're doing somebody a favor, but they are making you break the law. So we'll come to that second. The first thing we want to talk about is taking your clothes off, isn't it, Pam?
Yeah, that's been happening more and more. Actually, I mean, if I try to relate it into statistics, I think out of 10, if we had 10 victims, 8 of them are probably going to be asked to take their clothes off, and they do.
Yeah.
Very few times have I encountered, it seems to be more the women, the female victims. Very few times do I encounter a victim that tells me, oh, no, they told their scammer, no, they didn't want to do that. They were uncomfortable. So a few do. The majority of everybody does. And I tell you what, there is a very specific reason why you are told to take your clothes off. And it is not because your love interest is sexually attracted to you. It is specifically created as part of the scam. And when you take your clothes off, take a picture, send the videos, or maybe you're doing sexual videos, they are collecting this data because they will use it against you, and it will come back to haunt you for a very long time. Recently, I've encountered...
They do that very quickly, don't they? I mean, as soon as you stop paying them or refuse to pay them or anything like that, bang, the love word stop. It's anger.
More when the victim blocks them. Exactly. It is blackmail. That's all that it is. Yeah. And I haven't really encountered anybody that's actually sent the money after they were told, I want you to do this, or I'm going to send the pictures to all of your friends. So hopefully nobody's going to fall for the blackmail crap. Unfortunately, if you decide to take your clothes off, take a picture, and send it on its way, it is what it is. You've definitely done something you never should have done, and if they post your pictures on the internet, it is what it is. You can't change it, and you can't stop it from happening. The only way that you can stop it from happening is don't take your clothes off. So
and
it
they
is
do post them. That is the thing. It's not something where they say, well, I'm going to post them. I'm going to do this. They do.
They do it. I just encountered a victim that she's in her 70s. So we're talking an elderly lady. We all know better. I get it why she did it. However, it bit her in the ass big time. She took a picture of herself with herself exposed, sent it to the scammer a while ago. It's now time for the scam to end. And scammers don't like that when you decide to leave them. And he immediately sent her pictures, didn't tell her he was going to do it. He sent her pictures to her church members and somehow got a hold of her password on her Facebook profile, posted her naked picture of herself on her own profile for all of her friends to see. It was horrible. Yeah. Horrible. So it will come back to haunt you. All of you that have already taken your clothes off and have sent pictures, start praying that it doesn't come back and get you. Some of them it will. And there's nothing you can do about it. No amount of money to be sent will stop it from happening because it is designed to destroy you.
They'll want money next week. So, it really doesn't matter. Somebody's just said there, only pictures above your neck. I always say only pictures that you would show your mom. But to be honest with you, don't send pictures because they will use them. You send pictures of yourself and you could become the person who's giving away government grants, the person who is telling everybody they've won the lottery, the person who is dead. This is my poor wife, she's dead because they've been sent pictures of you. They get them for a reason.
Yes, there is a specific reason for the picture, regular pictures, your children's pictures, your house, and your naked body, unfortunately. So the best advice is, and we know that you're talking to scammers. We know that you're in these relationships that you think are real. The best advice that I can give you is just come up with an excuse on why you can't send them the naked pictures. Maybe it's your religion or whatever the case may be. Just don't do it, because it's going to come back and get you.
No is a marvelous word. No is a wonderful word. Just say no.
Yeah.
And
just say no.
You know, they don't like it, but there again, isn't that proving that maybe they're not the person you think they are? Because, you know, Pam and I will tell you, if you are in a relationship with somebody on the internet you have never met and who loves you and everything's hunky-dory and everything's wonderful, I can tell you, we can tell you, it's 100% fake. You've got to find that out for yourself. But it is.
And the page is open for you to come to us and ask us. We have such great tools and experience. This is another thing, and experience. Ruth's been doing this for many, many, many years, more than all of us combined. So in an instant, she can probably tell you, nope, that sounds like a scam to me. You show me a couple of text messages from the person that you think is real, I guarantee you it's going to look like all of the other ones that we have encountered. And just like that, I can tell you it's not real. I mean, we'll do our best to give you the proof that you may need. Just because we can't find a picture on the internet on a reverse search doesn't mean they're real. This lady that I just encountered, she's fighting me, telling me she did the reverse searches. She can't find it, so therefore he must be real. No, absolutely not. His verbiage screams scammer. His story screams scammer. The fact that he asked her even for iTunes screams scammer. Stop fighting us when we tell you, I'm sorry, but this is not a real person. It is a stolen profile, a made-up profile created to do one thing: get money, whether it's your money or your mule services, which we'll talk about. So it's nothing but about money.
If you can't find a picture in a reverse image search, all it means is they either have not used it before or it's not recorded anywhere. Now, I always think that if you're watching me and somebody used your picture to scam somebody, would they find you on Google? Would they find you on Yandex? Of course not. That doesn't mean that person's talking to you. So go off what they say. The picture's nice if we can get the picture and we can say, yeah, that's Shane Nichols, that's fine. If you can't find the picture, go off what he is saying to you or she is saying to you. Because I'm sorry, there are no porn queens in Ghana wanting your money to come home. There are no oil rig men who want your money to come home. But listen to what they say, because Instagram is the best tool for them to get pictures. They will just trawl through Instagram and get pictures, and they're getting new pictures. They're getting new pictures that are not found on Google search. So if you can't find them, don't assume he's real. And please, ladies, keep your clothes on, because we do see quite a lot of them. You would be shocked how many of them we do see, don't we, Pam? And, you know, when you're in your 70s and you've got large breasts and they're in front of the mirror and you want to show everybody, well, no, you want to show your scammer, it's not a pretty sight. We are not a pretty sight when we're this age. And then, you know, it could happen. It happened to this lady. All her friends saw, all her church friends saw. We will go on to say that she is still talking to scammers. She is still talking to the original scammers, and she's talking to some more, but some people don't learn. But keep your clothes on. Absolutely keep your clothes on. So, yes. Pam, money mules.
Huge, huge, huge. I'm just shocked about this. And it's a fascinating part of the scam. I'm really very interested in speaking with the money mules. First and foremost, the most important thing for me is to help you get out of it. So I encourage you to contact me. I will give you one-on-one, my personal time to help you get out of this. Give you my advice. I'm not a lawyer, so I can't give you legal advice, but I will give you my advice on what I think you should do. So I talked to a lady last night for over an hour on the phone, and it was interesting how, and this happens just about every single time, there are very few scammed victims that can tell me truthfully that they never suspected a thing, and they did what they did. So this lady, of course, in over a year's time, continuously kept hearing her voices in her head and her gut feeling telling her something's not right, but she continued to do it. So what are the signs that she had? Her situation was her scammer, let's see, she didn't give up her bank account. She had a Bitcoin account, to his urging. She opened up a Bitcoin account. She never knew about Bitcoins. So he told her that he wanted to send her some money. I think her scam was military, and he's way over there, where we're never at. And he sent her money into her Bitcoin account, and she was then instructed to send it off into his Bitcoin account. Now, that doesn't seem logical. If he can send her money to her account and then he wants her to send it to his account, that is just not logical. Why not? Why does he even need her? Ask questions. Don't do this sort of thing. She was laundering money. So now she's sending thousands of dollars into his account, into the Bitcoin account. It's gone. I did try to tell her because she kept calling it his money. It is not his money. Scammers don't have their own money. They have victims' monies. So all of the money that's going into her account belong to this victim and this victim and this victim. And it's not his, it's not hers, it's victim's money. Another way she was receiving money was she got cash in the mail. Some lady sent her $2,000 in a yellow envelope and mailed it to her address. She was then told to take that money and put it into her Bitcoin account and send it to him. I mean, doesn't this sound suspicious? Doesn't this sound odd? And she was a young lady, 30 some odd years old, smart, supposedly. What happened? Why do we continuously do what we're told by the scammers? I understand you want to please them. I'm telling you, it's got to be common sense, more common sense for you to figure out something's not right. Another thing that she did was she got behind on her own bills. He was so nice, and he sent her $6,000 to help her catch up. As far as the law is concerned, she's now on his payroll. She's now an employee of the scammer, basically. She took money that didn't belong to her. She used it for her own personal services, and that really crosses the line when it comes to law. So that was another mistake that she did. And then he asked her if she would help him out and get on a certain website or apply for it wasn't a loan, it was a bank account from the internet. I've not heard of it before. It's based out of England. I gave you the information, Ruth, and hopefully you'll be able to do some New England searches on that to see if it's even real. It appears to be real. She opened it up. Now, that's, again, another no-no. You do not open up accounts for your internet love interest. Just say no. It is more dangerous than taking your clothes off, as far as I'm concerned, because it will come back to get you. So she opened up this account. Oh, yeah, jail time. I'm surprised at how many people are telling me they've been served notices from their sheriff's department or their state's attorney's office. They are in big trouble, and they're waiting to find out how bad it's going to be.
Can you remember the lady? Can you remember the lady who allowed her credit card to be used, and her scammer was ordering things from Walmart, and she was going to pick them up. So there was Apple Watches, there was iPads, there was all sorts of things. He was ordering them on her account, and she was going to Walmart.
It's worse than that. It wasn't her account. It was another victim's account. Remember how part of the scam is you give up your driver's license, you give up your social security card, and you give up a credit card. I hear this from so many victims that, yes, they took a picture of their own MasterCard or their own Visa. Guess what they do with it? They put it, they apply it to their scam, not that particular person's scam, but the other 60 or 70 people that they're scamming at the same time with. So he took this victim's credit card, went shopping on Walmart in the electronics department, ordered 60-inch screen TVs, what are they called? The sound bars, Apple Watches, iPads, and then he had his victim, and she was in her, I think she might have been in the upper 60s. He then instructed her to go to her local Walmart and pick it up. She picked it up, and he gave her a shipping label that ended up being for a company run by Nigerians in New York, in the United States. So here she is then buying or picking up the stolen merchandise, shipping it out to somebody. And I remember reading the messages on this website that the Nigerians are broadcasting to their own people. If you want American TVs, or if you want American electronics, buy them here from us. Huge business, huge. And then one day she tells her lover, her internet lover that she's never met, she's hungry. She's literally that poor and that broke. So mind you, that's another thing. She has no money to give her internet lover that she's never met. So he then convinces her to use her services in a different way. Rather than to throw her to the curb and go on to the next one, he decides to make her into a money mule. So one day she tells her scammer she is hungry. And he says, well, baby, let me take care of that for you. He uses the same credit card, or a different one. I guess I shouldn't assume. He used another stolen credit card, ordered her $33 worth of food from Walmart, told her to go ahead and help herself and to be happy. She went to Walmart. She was met by the loss prevention team, and she was arrested right then and there. 3 charges. Identity theft, because they are assuming that it was her doing this. So identity theft, facilitating in stolen merchandise, and bank fraud, I think the other one was. 3 different charges, all felonies. This woman is arrested. She has been arrested, and now she's waiting to find out what's going to happen to her.
And
so
it happens so often. Because you don't hear about it does not mean it doesn't happen. I've had women who've told me that they've got a UPS parcel. They've gone to the door, they've accepted the parcel. Out steps an FBI man behind the UPS man, and they have been arrested. If you are going to do this, the name that's on the account that's used, if you're going to open an account for somebody, the name that's on the account is the person who is regarded as being responsible for that. So that's the person they arrest. The person that's getting the goods, that's the person they arrest.
Yep.
And they do arrest.
Here's another one that I encountered, and she's safely out. A young mother of, I think she's got 3 or 4 children, young mother. Her internet lover that she's never met asked her to do a favor and receive some Best Buy goodie. So, and I still haven't figured out exactly this part of the scam, but it was the credit card that was used was a man. So, and again, we know for a fact, scammers don't own any of their own money. They own stolen money. So I have to assume this credit card that was in a man's name is also a victim of the scam. Not part of it, but a victim. So the scammer used his credit card to buy and shipped to this lady iTunes watches. Now he lied and he told her that it was just a couple of iPads in there. And he wants her to send it to him in Switzerland. That's the reason why he needed her to receive this. He was going to send it to Switzerland. I told her it's a bunch of crap. If he can send it to you and you can send it to him, then he can do it his own damn self. But box after box kept showing up on her doorstep from Best Buy. So I convinced her. She went to the police department. She made a report. I told her, I said, why don't you go ahead and open those boxes? Let's really see if there's iPads in there. What she found was very expensive iWatches, Apple iWatches, which I went on to Best Buy's website, and they're over $500 a piece. So there were 5 shipments. And when she asked him, how am I going to send it to you in Switzerland? All of a sudden his story changed. Now he wants her to send it to somebody in Georgia. And it was a website in Georgia. I looked at that website, and it also is a shipping company. So it's coming full circle. It's just yet another way to move out money or stolen merchandise. Because make no mistake, it is stolen. This is stolen merchandise. Her name is
invoices. Yeah, somebody said earlier, why don't the authorities realize this is a scam? Well, because it's okay saying, well, I didn't know. You should know. You are doing this. Say no. Yeah. Because you've been asked, you do not know the person, you do not know who it is, you have no idea who it is, and you are receiving stolen goods. Now you can stand up in court and say, sorry, Your Honour, I didn't know he was a scam. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. You have done it because you have agreed to do it willingly. Yeah. And that is the difference. They're not going to say, oh, she didn't know any better. It's a shame. It was a scam. You did it.
Yes. Yeah. It's common sense. It is common sense. And the punishment is usually, and it depends. I mean, you have no idea what, I work for the court system. You have no idea what type or what kind of judge is going to hand out the sentences. I'm assuming at the very least, you'll get state probation, which is extremely a hard program to do. And worse yet, you have a felony on your record. It is the worst thing to ever have to live with, to have a felony. This lady that I talked to last night, her business would not allow her to have the job that she has if she is a convicted felon. So it matters. It absolutely matters on what you choose to do. This is your own free will. You make the choice of saying yes or no.
And they also put it in the newspaper.
Oh, yeah.
So there's no way you're going to hide from it. Everybody's going to know about it.
Arrest records are public knowledge. Yeah. It's for the public to see. What else do we want to talk about? The account.
Something that you know, Joe, who does the Joe and Lauren, who are the main people on the we've got lovely ladies working on the Instagram page, but Joe and Lauren asked us to appeal again and again, and we mean this. Anybody who watches my live chats will see how badly the men and the women used, their lives are affected by this. They do not need to know. Do not contact them. They don't need to know about your scam. They don't need to know they've been used again, because they know they're being used again. You've got people like Shane who are getting 300 and 400 messages. He can't even go through his inbox, and most of them are like that. And then you come to us and say, well, I told him and he didn't answer me. He's awful. It must be him that's doing it. No, it's not him that's doing it. It's because his inbox is so clogged up with messages telling him. I can tell you now, he's not going to fall in love with you, because I know a few of you want him to. I can tell you that it's no good contacting his girlfriend. That's not going to get you anywhere either, and they do. And also, if you get to the end of your scam and you manage to have done the research and find out who he is, and many of them, people have found out their cell phone numbers, they've found out where they live and everything. Well, you can do this research and you can find this after. Why couldn't you find it before? So what we're asking you, do not contact them. Contact us if you can find and you see fake accounts using these people's pictures. Send them to us. We can get them removed. But don't. Let's give them a life. Please, let's give them a life.
The lady that I talked to last night, she was hell-bent on finding her the real person in the pictures. Lovely looking guy. And we were fighting with her. I mean, you were too, Sophie was too, I was too, and trying to tell her, you don't need to know. And she was very adamant. She just needed to know for her own peace of mind.
The closure.
The closure thing. This is the story that I use, and it is a truthful story. And I gave it to her last night in hopes, because nothing we were saying was getting her to back off from that. Because what you're saying is true. I mean, you've got your live chats from the male victims that have their identity stolen. They're telling you and begging the public, please don't call me, please don't text me, don't let me know about this. I don't want to know anymore. So the only thing that I could think of doing was telling her the story that we found out about a male victim. And I don't remember his name, and I don't know if you want to say his name. He's not with us anymore on this earth. He's a military man that was used often, is still used constantly. He was in the Iraq War. He came home with an extreme case of PTSD. And we heard that he committed suicide. He took his life. And knowing that he is so widely used in these scams, my question to the ladies, the victims that we're trying to help, is how do we know that all of the people that were contacting him before he chose to end his life didn't help to contribute to his decision to take that, make
because
that
we
choice?
do know, yeah, we do know that a lot of people did contact him, and we do know that he was very, very dominant. His surname is Young. And he's used a lot, and they usually use, you know, his proper surname. He's used everywhere. I think we'll probably still get at least 10 inquiries a week about it. And we have to say, you know, he took his own life just before his birthday. Extremely sad, and it shouldn't happen. Yes, he had PTSD. PTSD is crippling. It's horrible. So people with PTSD should have that little bit more like kindness in their life. They should have support. They should not have to keep answering to women who've said, have you been talking to me? I've sent you $30,000. It must be you. And you know, a lot of women accuse the men, and that hurts. A lot of women accuse the men of being the scammers. Well, I'm sorry, ladies, but they must be awful scammers if they're going to use their own pictures, because they're in the military or they've got an important job. They would be arrested in 24 hours. So stop and think.
Yeah. You never know with one more person contacting the real people, what will happen, whether it destroys that person's soul, they make horrible choices, they leave their spouse, that causes them to go on substance abuse. I mean, you never know. Leave them alone. I refuse. I will absolutely refuse every single time to help somebody find out who the real person is, just because of the Shane story. I don't want to be responsible for somebody taking their own life because they can't take one more person crying their heart out to them, letting them know that their face was used. So I won't do it. Don't ask me to do it. Don't come to the site and do it. I will give my time and help you get out of the scam as best that I can. Just don't fight with us when it comes to wanting to know who the real person is. I'm not doing it.
We've got many ladies who actually get a great deal of pleasure from finding fake accounts online and sending them in to us. And then we have a certain time of day when these lists are actually taken. And they love it, because all the ones that they sent us have all disappeared. And they've gone. So you know that you've got little Nigerians crying because they've lost their accounts. Now, yeah, okay, we're not stupid. They make more accounts. So our ladies are there. They're watching them, and they go on the list for the next day. And how many send us? Especially, you know, you might have somebody that's been scammed using their pictures. So they send us new pictures, new accounts they've seen using those pictures. And that is doing something useful for them. In the background, they don't need to know. It's in the background. That is doing something for them. You loved them once, or you thought you loved them once. So do this for them in the background and help them get on with their lives.
Yes, yes. I meant to do catch up myself on the stats so that I could let everybody know, you know, the financial losses that have been reported so far. I didn't get it. I didn't get to do it, but I can tell you, I remember the last number that I did an entry of was over $20 million. So it's going up. Yeah, it's going up. And that's just a fraction of what reality really is. I'm sure that it's more like $100 million. I mean, this is a multi-million-dollar business for them. So
And it's
I'll get to that.
amazing, you know. I mean, every single day we've got many hundreds of people contact us. I mean, over the course of the week, we've got hundreds, but every single day we have, I don't know, a dozen or more who've lost large amounts of money. Okay, if you haven't got a lot of money, £200, $200 iTunes card, it is a lot. But you know, when somebody comes to us and says, I've sent him €25,000, I've sent him 30,000 Canadian dollars, I've sent him 25,000 Filipino pesos. It's a lot of money. These people are not getting pennies or dimes. They're getting thousands. Yeah. And it's got to stop. It really, Nigeria is not going to stop its scammers. Ghana is not going to stop its scammers. I had one this morning from Burkina Faso. West Africa loves its scammers because what do? Oh, thank you, lucky Irish lady. A veteran with PTSD, please do not contact the real person. Thank you. People like it when they come from real people. You know, we can say things, they never actually take any notice of us, but thank you for that. Yeah, so, you know, basically what we want to tell you is this. Think about it. I had a lady this morning who'd invested in some Bitcoin. She thought it was all right because she says, oh, it's okay. I've got control of my investment. I said, I think I would look at that if I was you, because you haven't. There is no investment. And she said, oh, well, he sent me a picture with my name on it. My sister straight away said, that's photoshopped. He's a scammer. She didn't listen. And she's lost the money that she invested in the Bitcoin. So if anybody says it's a scammer, look out, listen.
Just listen and start, you know, take a couple of steps backwards and say, okay, deep breath, let's investigate and just find out. Every single time, it's just, I talk to so many victims, we talk to so many victims, and they just keep going on and on and on. And I will say this, the scam will continue on for as long as you allow it to.
Yeah.
So hopefully there will be an end to it sooner rather than later. That's where we come in. Sooner rather than later. We want you out of it and we want you safe. So I want to talk about what I call the end game. And it is, I'm going to give you factual, evidence-based information, meaning I've seen it work and it's truthful. So I want you to pay attention. So at the end game, so now what part of the scam is the end game? The end game is you're not sending any more money, or you're not moving any more money, you're not moving any more merchandise, and you've decided that you're done. You can't go any further. Or you came to us and we said, by the way, this is a scam, and now you do believe us. You are at the end game, of their scam game. This is all about them. It's not about you. So my advice every single time when I talk to a victim is, I want you to, you've got two choices. If the scammer doesn't know that you know, and if you can handle it, my recommendation is you do a very short and concise, very clear message to the scammer. And I use some really foul language and I let them have it. And take some pride and some good feelings about doing this. When you're going to go off on a scammer, I want you to tell them, I know what you are. I know what you've done. I think you're a piece of garbage. I hope you burn in hell. I hate you. And I don't ever want to hear from you again. Period. End up. Hit the send button. And I'm asking you to delete that application, whether it's Hangouts or WhatsApp or block. I mean, there's certain ways, however they're communicating with you. I want you to do that. And by doing that, you are telling the scammer she knows or he knows. And now they're going to stop sending you, bombarding you with messages. Oh, my love. Oh, babe, where have you been? Why have you stopped talking to me? Now the scammer knows that you know. And what I also tell victims is, no matter what, if you choose to stay and read their responses, this is what they will say. They will tell you, how dare you speak to me that way? How could you call me a scammer? I will prove you wrong. You've ruined everything, which is, by the way, a very truthful statement when they say, you've ruined everything. What he or she failed to say is for them. You've ruined everything. I will prove you wrong and everybody else wrong. I will show up on your doorstep and I will be there in person. Mark my words, blah, 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 blah. You know, they go up on you. They never justify their own existence and the fact that this is a real relationship according to them. So my advice, and it's factual and it works. I want you to take your power back from them. They have no power over you as long as you do not talk to them. They have no power, zero. You have literally drained them of the power and the hold that they have over you if you just stop talking to them. So when I say go.
Yeah, they also live in a society where women and girls do as they are told. And they do. In Africa, women are second-class citizens and they do as they are told. Ladies, we don't.
Nope. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. So when I tell you to be silent, play dead, fall silent, do not speak to them, don't pick up the message that they're going to see that you picked it up. I also do not want you to include in that short message to them is how much you love them, how much they broke your heart, how much they ruined your dreams. Trust me, they know how much you loved them because you gave them your entire life savings and then some. So I want you to tell them how much you hate them. And that's it. Do not contact them. Don't respond. You're not going to get a confession. You're not going to get an apology. You're not even going to get a thank you for making them so rich. You'll get nothing but more grief. In fact, the lady that sent those pictures, or that had her naked pictures posted, was because she didn't listen to me, and she continued to talk to the scammer, and it bit her in the butt big time. And he then sliced and diced her up and told her how old and ugly she was and blah, 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 and just tore her soul out, and then posted her naked picture. So he or she, the scammer, can't hurt you as long as you don't speak to them.
Play dead.
They can't.
Dead to the scammer.
It's a logical statement. Think about it. They cannot hurt you as long as you don't respond.
Just play dead. And you know, they will maybe in 3 weeks' time send you an email and you think, oh, who's this? And how dare he? And say something. Now, the thing is, the scammer will test your attention. He will test if he can pick you back up again. Because you saying to him, now, how dare you, go away? Oh, words to that effect. That's giving him attention. He knows that he can still get you to pick up that email. Once you decide to finish it, you are in charge. You are dead to your scammer. Nothing more. Yep.
Stop crying, get up, get your power back, get your life back.
So what we'd like to do, you know, Pam works. I work at this, but Pam works. I'd like to do this every week. What we're thinking of doing one day, wasn't it? Question and answer. So we'll put sort of, you know, something on the web, on the Facebook and Instagram page. And so if you want to ask us questions that you want us to address in these chats, then we'll do that for you. We tell you what we've come across more than anything, but it might be something that's just unique to your scam. Nothing much is unique, or you might think it is, but you know, it is unique. So please, ladies, do not open a bank account for anybody. Do not send them a picture of your credit card. Do not allow anybody to use you. Once money's mentioned in anything, just run. Do not do anything financial for anybody. Keep your clothes on. Because, you know, ladies, do you know something that you might not realize is how many times we get to see them? I've had them sent to me saying, I've got a victim of scams, and she sent me this. I've had actually naked ladies sent to me by scammers. The websites had them sent to us by scammers. We've had them on our page sent to us. The lady with the sad pictures last week, they were sent to us. We get to see them. And I can tell you, they're not nice. They're not ever nice. So keep your clothes on and basically start saying no. I know and I accept that scammers prey on lonely people. I had another lady this morning who said, I didn't think it would ever happen to me. I've seen all this on television, and I've laughed. Well, that's fine, but it can happen to anybody, and sadly it does. So that's from me. Anything else, Pam, and we'll say goodbye for this session.
Yes. For me, I'm more than willing to help you get out of the scam or to investigate what you think might be a scam. I'm interested in the mule work. I will help you get out of that successfully and give you some advice. Just ask for me. Anybody that has received checks from people that they don't know, I want you to contact me and give me that information. I'm going to help with that. Anybody that is taking in money from people that they don't know and sending it out, ask for me. I want to take a look at that and see what I can do for you. Bank account informations. We actually work with bank fraud departments, and for the ones that we aren't in contact with, the money mules, we'll never find the scammers, ever. And that's another thing. Please don't ever think you're ever going to get your money back. It's not going to happen. I didn't get mine back. No, nobody will. They worked this hard on getting it from you. You will never get it back, ever. No law enforcement agency is going to contact you and help you with that. It's just a fact. So, anybody, the mules, I want to help the mules get out of it before they get the worst news of their life and an arrest. So I'm here. I do work a full-time job in America, but I will do what I can for you, and just let me know.
Lovely. Pam is happy to talk on the phone. She's in the United States. I mean, I'm in the UK, so Pam is happy to talk on the phone. We're happy to talk to you. So thank you very much, people.
I will say that is my preferred way to communicate with you. I can't stand all this texting crap. You can't feel my emotions when I'm texting. So if I ask you to talk with me on the phone, that's the reason why. I can cover so much more information on the telephone. Even if you're on the other side of the world, we can do a messenger phone call. I prefer it that way. Don't call me without texting me to let me know you're going to call me if I have given you my telephone number, because like I said, I have a job. I work at the courthouse. So, but you will probably always get me to ask you, can we talk on the phone? And that's because I have so many questions to ask, and I want you to be able to help me help you.
Yeah. So that's what we're offering. That's what we're here for. We've been here a very long time, and we will be here until we are not needed anymore. So thank you, everybody. We'll be putting these chats on our pages, and we will see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.